Hello everyone and welcome to the third lecture on Git and GitHub. So in this lecture I'm going to show you and teach you how Git works. The first thing we should learn about is repositories or repos. Okay, a repo is a container for a project you want to track with Git. It can be a website project, it can be an application, a development project with other developers. And basically a repo is a folder where we're gonna put all our code files. Now you can have a repo on your local machine as well as working with it remotely on GitHub, okay? Don't worry about remote repos for now. Let's focus on repos on your local machine. So on our local machine, we can create and have as many repos as we want for different projects. So let's see an example of a folder with a project with Git. So let's say we have this My Project folder, and then we have all these files, the index.html, styles, CSS, then we have a subfolder, EMG, okay? All these folders and all these files will be tracked by Git because we have the .git file here, okay? This file means that all the changes that we make in each file or code will be tracked and recorded by a .git file, okay? If the .git file is not here on the My Project folder and instead it's here on the EMG folder only, it would only track and record the changes of the files in this folder, okay? So we have the .git in the main folder. It means that we can track, or Git will track and record all the changes in all the files and subfolders. So we can actually call this My Project folder, we can call it a repo or a repository. Now let's talk about commits. Commits means the different stages that we save the changes of our project. Let's imagine this is a video game. So when you are playing a video game, you have different save files, and we can go back to whatever save we want to start from there. This works basically the same way for a project. So in this example, we basically have three different commits, where we basically recorded or saved our current version of the code. So let's say we are creating a project for a client and we want to save or commit the current version, and we call it finished header since we are working and completing the header part of the website. And then we can save again when we are completing the footer. Okay, so you understand that we basically, what we are doing is creating the different saves for different stages of the project. And we'll be able to go back to whatever stage or commit we want. So we can then create two more commits and as many commits we want. So we call this the commit history. So we can go back to whatever commit we want. Okay, so let's say we create a project and we want to start from commit 3 or version 3.0, and we go back to this commit and start a whole new other version of the project. This is pretty handy for big projects, okay, with a lot of code. And if we have several developers working on the code, Git makes it possible to track each and every single change of every single developer. Okay, so to organize a project, it's pretty handy. So the commits have also three different stages that the file would have. So let's say we are working on the index.html file and we are working on it, but we're not ready to save or commit the code yet. So what we do, as long as we are working on the file or creating the code, we are on the modified stage. Then if we want to prepare the code, or we think the code is ready to be committed or saved, we are in the staging here. which means the code is ready to be committed and is not being working on. So when we commit, basically we go to the next stage, which is committed. Okay, the committed files are the code that is recorded or saved in each commit. Okay, so this is how Git works and repositories. Now, also another thing you should know, and we'll talk about it later on, is this line here, the history line. This, we call it a branch. Okay, and remember when I told you before that we could save or commit and go back to another commit and then start all over and create a new whole project from that commit? We call this the different branches that we'll have on our Git or repository. Okay, so this is all for now, and see you in the next video. Bye.